Hey everybody, it's the interview queen Alicia Atout here, and I'm beyond excited right now to have a legend beside me. It's Matt Hardy. Hello.
I'm pretty excited. You're like a pretty famous interviewer.
I mean, I'm trying my best to get there. You're kind of a famous wrestler.
I've been trying to get on your show for the longest time, but nobody would call me back.
Well, I'm very glad we're able to make it happen here. We're at big event. Lines have been crazy. You're enjoying your day here in New York?
I have. It's been really good. It's been intense. It's been busy and hectic, but that is in the best way possible. So it's been very, very cool.
Well, one thing that I had to ask going into this, because you are unkillable, how does one become that?
It takes a lot of convincing. It's almost like you have to find your zen in a different way, and then and then convince yourself that you're immortal.
Something I've noticed about you, even when I was younger watching promos, is you have an absolutely incredible vocabulary. I feel like especially over the last few years you've been able to show that. So is that something that has always been the case with you, or did that come later?
I do. I'm a big fan of cool words, different words, archaic words, and I'm also an adjective advocate. I love adjectives, things that are very descriptive and different and whatnot. And I think sometimes I like overthink things and maybe try and make things more complicated than they should be, but it really works for like broken Matt. You know, when regular Matt says things, sometimes I need to keep it more basic, as someone would really say something. And I think the last few years I've done a much better job at like being able to kind of weigh out the balance and sound like a normal, sane human person.
For the most part.
As opposed to like being like super intelligent, insane.
Do you find when you are regular Matt, sometimes even when you're spending time with the family, you will go into that broken character sometimes, just from that being in the back of your mind so often?
Sometimes my kids trigger. It's like Maxwell, my oldest son, King Maxwell. He's just done it his whole life, and it's funny. Like he says, "Oh, why are you broken Matt right now?" Like I'll put on a robe to go do a cameo, or if I'm doing a promo or whatever. "Oh, why are you broken Matt right now, Dad? You know what's going on?" And it's just he knows it. And there's times they'll say the words, which is so funny because they've grown up around it their whole lives, but they enjoy it. It's fun to them.
Which word is more fun for you to say, wonderful or delete?
I would say wonderful, because usually that's typically in a good scenario. If I'm having to say delete, there's like a fight and physical altercation, and I'm usually getting beaten up as well. So I would go with wonderful.
It's a little bit more positive, a little bit more fun.
Yeah. I go with the optimistic word.
Now, it's a super exciting time for you because you are officially a free agent. And we have seen you in a lot of very cool promotions, but at this point in time, we know people are buzzing about a certain few. So what's running through your mind now that you're kind of the talk of the town when it comes to wrestling?
The biggest thing I want to do in this time where I'm figuring out exactly what's next, and for me, the most important thing to me is that like I realize my physical limitations after doing this for 28 years, and I realize also that I have so much creatively to give, and actually I feel like I am more focused and know better how to be an entertainer now than I ever have. So I just want to be on a creative platform where I'll have the most input and I'll have people that want to work and collaborate with me. You know, because I really think there's some magic to be made. Especially, we're in such a golden age of wrestling now with so many different promotions, and fans understand the business so much. You know, we're almost like serving two masters. You know, not only are we telling like the basic story of like, you know, this guy's going against this guy, one's good, one's bad, whatever, they're these characters. They also look at the story of like, well, this guy is like written in a certain way, and this guy, how's their story going to come together, and what are they doing, or is this guy going to be placed there? I think this guy's going to turn because of this, and that, and you almost serve both those masters. And if you can kind of like walk that line, I think that's when you really entertain people, and you still make wrestling unpredictable. And that's the goal in this day and age, in the age of technology, when information travels so fast, you still want to be able to surprise people and be unpredictable with what you do.
Is that difficult to do because you have been a part of so many essential storylines in wrestling throughout your career? You've had so many unique ones, so is it hard reinventing the wheel so frequently?
I don't think so.
No, because it comes easy to him.
I don't think so. I mean, like, I have so many cool ideas on my plate, and like, probably part of this, like when I first started with WWE, like 97, 98 when I first started, and I worked there for 13 years. After I took time off and I was like burnt out on every level, and I started like watching TV. I became a big TV series show fan, and like I'm obsessed. That's like if I have time away where I don't have to do anything, I don't have to like take care of kids, or don't have to train or work out or travel or do whatever.
Which is very rare.
Which is very, very rare. I love just to sit down with my iPad and like watch television. You know, it started with like Dexter and True Blood and True Detective, all those shows. Such good stuff, but there's so much great content out there, and that stuff always just constantly cycles ideas into me.
Okay. So you take a lot from, I guess, like a lot of serial killer stuff, don't you?
I mean, I did different stuff. Right now, currently, I'm on The Wire. I'm getting to go back in
Okay.
history and watch some old stuff
Right.
too, which is very cool. But it always like spawns ideas, and like I'll see like a character, have some sort of motivation to do something. I'll go, well, I could use that to do this and that, and then kind of relate to wrestling. So I'm not gonna lie, the television shows inspire a lot of my ideas.
That's really unique. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known that, but now that you say it, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I can see it working.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I have to bring up while I have you here, the Hardy Boyz, one of my favorite tag teams of all time, definitely will go
Cool.
down as one of the greatest of all time. So I was curious though, if you could team up with anybody
Right.
and face two people, whether they were wrestlers, celebrities, musicians, who do you think would make a really good match? Like, what's something you would still love to do? It doesn't just have to be in the wrestling world, because I know that's always like, if you could face any tag team, but if it could be anybody.
Okay, well that's very easy. I think it would be Matt and Jeff, Team Extreme Hardy Boys, versus the damn mystery detective Hardy Boys.
Okay.
We would have a Hardy Boys versus Hardy Boys match,
That'd be so cool.
and whoever loses can't be the Hardy Boys anymore.
We're finally going to figure out who are the true Hardy
We're finally
Boys.
going to get to the bottom of this.
I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time. It has been a hectic day here at Big Event. You have had lines every time I pass by, so the fact you took a few minutes, it genuinely...
No.
It means so much. Best of luck with wherever you
Thank
end
you.
up.
Thank you.
I hear it might be a little bit dark, and I'm excited to see what happens.
Who knows? I got to bring order to someplace.
You do. Well, everybody, this has been Matt Hardy. I'm the interview queen, Alicia Atout. Be sure to keep up with everything Matt Hardy is doing, and check out aliciaatout.com for all exclusive interviews and features. See you next time.